Welcome to Corbin's Visual Seat Configurator, or what our buddy Nick described as our obnoxiously cool seat configurator. Thanks, Nick. Before we start, it's essential to understand how you got here. Don't panic. We're actually asking this literally, not philosophically. We don't need that much information from you. What I mean is, if you come to this configurator from a Corbin product page, your device will remember the part number and available options and pricing information. This will allow you to design and purchase your custom saddle in one step. However, if you came directly to the configurator without picking a seat first, you won't see an Add to Cart button in the Save menu, simply because we don't know what kind of seat you want yet. This is what we call Playground Mode, which is fully functional configurator, so you can experiment, play, and share all you want. It's just not ready to order yet. To exit Playground Mode, just find the seat for your motorcycle and use the link on that page to return to the configurator. As we begin, let me remind you that this tool is only a model for designing your seat's cover. It will help you visualize how colors and textures appear, but it's still just an approximation. Likewise, some seats have what's best described as generic configurator that will let you pick options and visualize the look, but it's not an exact match for the seat on your bike. When the configurator's appearance is different from the product page, you should always trust the product page, especially regarding stitch patterns and the seat's shape. With all these disclaimers about how it's just a model and isn't going to be perfectly accurate to how your final seat will appear, you may find yourself wondering why we did it this way. Why we didn't just photograph the various options for the seats. Here's why. The average Corbin seat will have 78 different options for seating, then 69 different options for side panels, and 70 options for welts. So we're already over 376,000 possible color combinations, but we're not even done yet. You also have 15 different colors for stitching to choose from and 15 colors for the Corbin logo. This is clearly getting out of hand, right? Now, if your seat has 69 options for stud bands, trim, or tail, and 3 options for studs, you can see what we're up to. Well, it kind of ran off the screen, so I don't know exactly how many there are. Let's just call it a metric crap ton. Suffice it to say, this digital model was a much more efficient tool. Now that we're all on the same page, figuratively speaking, just click anywhere on the seat image to begin building your seat. This will launch an accordion menu that gives material options for all panels on the saddle. Click the title of any section to open it and select a material, like this. Here's a hot tip. The accordion will open to the correct accordion panel based on where you clicked on the seat. Notice when I click on the seating area, the accordion opens and defaults to the seating area. Doing the same thing, but clicking on the side panel will open it ready for your side panel selection. The material currently selected is noted in each of the accordion's title bars, and the associated color swatch will be highlighted in gold. In some cases, this configurator page will default to the selection shown on the Corbin product page, like this example did. You might notice that some material selections are not available in specific seat panels. This is by design, as some of our materials don't work well in those seat areas. If you pause the cursor over any material swatch, you can see a larger sample pop up. This is helpful when choosing materials that have a pattern or a texture. Once you click on a swatch, the accordion menu will automatically close and the image will update to show you your selection. Sometimes it may take a few seconds. Please be a little patient while this magic happens. Most seat models do provide multiple views. Look in the upper right-hand corner of the screen for icons to change the view. Don't worry, your selections will remain in place for all the different angles. Be sure to check all of them to make sure you didn't miss any options. Remember, you can even choose a color for stitching and the Corbin logo. Under the material selections, you'll find a spot where you can add options to your seat. If your seat model accepts them, you will find Corbin backrests listed here. Some Corbin seats don't have any options, so you may only see accessories like saddle cream instead. If you add a backrest to your order using this feature, we will automatically make the cover match your seat's selections. If you want to customize your backrest differently, just go to the accessories page on Corbin.com and you can open a configurator for your backrest from here. The Save menu is where you will find a variety of handy options to manage your designs. Click on this plus icon to save the current settings for future reference. Save as many designs as you wish so you can quickly compare your favorites. Delete unwanted saves by clicking the X near the image. Whenever you save, it also gives you the option to email it to yourself. Click on the camera icon to save a picture of your setup to your computer as a JPEG image. Notice the configurator automatically sizes the image to your screen, so make sure you maximize your browser for the largest possible saved picture. Naturally, you use the printer icon to send a copy of the seat to your local printer. You will be presented with a standard dialog box that lets you choose the printer and variety of print options. This is a good one. It's called Add to Cart. Click on this icon to send current selections to the cart so we can start building your new favorite motorcycle accessory. The configurator will include the appropriate part numbers, a website link, and a complete description of the seat you just made. Remember, if you don't see an Add to Cart button, it's because you're in the playground mode. Just find the seat you want, then access the configurator from there. Inside the Share menu is where you can show your friends what you've been up to, or give your significant other a not-so-subtle hint for Christmas. Click the Mail icon to pass it around via email. You can also use this link to submit it to us if you have any questions. Just enter Corbin01@corbin.com as the send to address, and one of our tech reps will get it. Don't forget to enter your question in the notes field so we'll know how to help. Making changes. Once submitted to the shopping cart, the design is saved and archived on our server, as you can see with this link in the cart. If you want to make changes at this point, simply delete these items from your shopping cart and create your new design. Material availability. Sadly, materials come and go, and popularity isn't always the controlling factor. Sometimes our suppliers can't get them anymore. Sometimes they are discontinued because they don't hold up to long-term use. This configurator always shows what is currently available at the Corbin factory. About stitch patterns. With the exception of the Hollywood Solo model, very few seats have more than one stitch pattern available. So although you can change the stitching color with the configurator, you typically cannot change the pattern. There are a few exceptions to this, of course. The bike-specific product page shows the correct stitch pattern for your seat, while the configurator may show a generic stitch pattern instead. Use this tool to select stitching color, but please keep in mind the stitch pattern shown on the product page is how your seat will be made. Assembly stitching. The color you choose for the decorative stitching usually does not affect the thread color for the assembly stitching. In those places, we automatically use the most appropriate thread color for subdued looks. Once again, there are a few exceptions, like with the Indian seat models. If you would like to use a colored assembly stitch, please let us know in the order notes. Once again, I would like to stress this is strictly a visualization tool. Please understand that every seat model is different, with hundreds of patterns and options that vary from seat to seat. These digital models, configurators, represent the concept of how your saddle will be made, but not exactly how it will appear when it's finished. always refer to the images of the saddles specific to your motorcycle on the appropriate product page. Even with the newer custom configurators like this one that shows the seat on the bike, it will appear slightly different. Look how the same materials appear in this configurator image versus this photograph of the seat made with those actual materials. Speaking of appearance, we've done our best to ensure the colors and materials appear on your screen accurately. Still, computer monitors are all a little different, and your personal settings on your computer may make a huge difference when trying to match colors of your paint, or if you have concerns, well, just contact us for material samples. We'll send them to you. Once submitted, your order will be reviewed for accuracy by one of our technical representatives, and we will let you know if there's any potential issues. Changes may be then recommended or required at that point. One last thing. If you need to leave us any notes, you'll have the ability to write them during the checkout process on this screen. Thanks for your interest in Corbin saddles, and have fun with the obnoxiously cool seat configurator.